Happy Friday! Still Friday, right? Yes. This looks weird all of a sudden. Good evening. I wonder if this light is the weird light. Nope. We'll just do that. Hi. It's late. It's later than I planned. I started writing notes. Well, I've written notes like 3 times about what I wanted to talk about. And I started writing tonight, and then look what happened. What is that? Like, did I put a mini book together? I think this light is making it very fuzzy. Maybe we'll do this. Is that better? No, let's do this. Is that better, maybe? Anyway, hi. Where's Lola? Does anyone remember Lola? Lola? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out something different with this lighting. I've not talked about Lola in a while because Lola has been a sore subject. I'm not going to lie. There's been like this negative force of Lola, and I've had to keep it away from me. This light thing, I don't know what's happening tonight. So for those that don't know, let's see if that's any better. My name is Amy, and I am a working mom with 3 boys under the age of 9, and I am the creator of All Things Lovely, which is a ladies fashion lifestyle fashion brand, and mom clothing, and also have added some other fun services, coaching, career coaching, and just am expanding. Well, I have had a fashion truck. Lola was a truck that I renovated into a boutique, and she was amazing. But she is no longer with us. Do I speak? Do I pretend like she's dead? Yeah, she's dead. We'll just say she's dead. She's not really dead.
She went to a better place.
She went to a better place, a new home. But here's the full story. I sold her. I sold her a little over a week ago. And when I say sold, I basically gave her away, kind of, and then they like maybe threw me some money, you know. It was hard. I'm just now at the point where I can talk about it without crying. So there's been lots of tears. There's been lots of like madness and like reflection. What did I do wrong? What could I have done better? Embarrassment, failure, madness, all of those things, right? Like lots of tears. Did I mention the tears? So, why am I telling you this? Because I'm not good at being fake. And so truthfully, it's probably why you haven't seen me as much too. So, I'm just not a faker. I'm a hider. I can hide. I'm going to hide if I'm not happy. I'm hiding. So that's that. But I can't be fake. And so I can't share like all the good stuff and all the fun stuff and all the happiness and not share the real freaking shit. So that's what I'm sharing. To remind you that you got to brush it off. You have to get back up again, right? So what do we learn from failure? I'm going to be honest. It's a good darn thing Rachel Hollis is around. I'm going to credit her for getting me through this whole kind of period, because really like her first book got me through one section, and then thank goodness she came out with the second one. So I've been enjoying that. And I'm like, I literally have not gotten past the failure chapter. Well, I did go ahead a little bit, but I keep listening to it over and over and over and over again. Because it helps. It helps. Like if you feel like you could use any amount of help in your life, just get into some self-development, because it's good. So, I wrote, as I showed you, I made some notes. So what I did want to share is that failures, they just really help elevate you, right? Like to go to the next level. Because you got to go through all that stuff, and then I guess it just perpetuate. How do you say that word? Perpetuates. When it makes you go high. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Words on that one.
Yeah, like if something's going to take you forward.
Propels. I'll be here from how long this lasts.
I knew it started with a P. So failures elevate you. They help you to grow and to get bigger, right? So that's what I keep telling myself. But the thing is that seriously, everything's in your mind, right? So I could have had a really crappy mindset about this, and I really haven't, truthfully. Like I give myself a 2% scale. Like for the most part, I've gone through the pros and cons, and the truth of the matter is there were a lot of cons. I mean, there are a lot of things I learned from this. I learned that you have to grow to scale with your business. And I've been doing that the whole time with this boutique. And my boutique is not failing. The business is great. Better than ever. Lola was not thriving. And there are several, maybe under a different position. It could have. It doesn't matter. It's not even the thing. It didn't, and it's gone. But, I learned things. I don't know that I want to be a truck driver. Like, it was cool. It was great when it was great, but it was bad when it was on the side of the road. It didn't work. I mean, obviously that could happen with anyone, but I'm 43. I have 3 boys. I can't be on the road all the time, nor do I want to. I miss them so much. I did way more events than I will ever do again. And that's just the bottom truth. That's not the part. I love the events and I love meeting people. But that's not how I want my business to run. So then do I need a truck? So I think if I had honestly waited 6 more months, I may not have even bought the truck. Because also at that time, we could have fit all the car seats in Brian's car. At the time, we couldn't. I mean, there's just so many things that, especially at the stage our children are, they shift and they move so much. And so while I learned many aspects, I learned how to do the business without the truck. I spent so much energy on the truck, and this is going to be great. But then when the truck broke down, I didn't have it for a while. Then I learned how to make it keep working. And then I found out I really didn't need it. I mean, because the truth of the matter is, even when I do the girl night events or girl day events or things, 9 times out of 10, I was using Lola as a transportation vehicle because the ladies still want the clothes in the house or you want them at the event or something like that. So even that was starting not to make as much sense. And my neighbors hated it. Like, that's the truth. Like that started down an ugly path. Not all of my neighbors. There were some neighbors that hated it. But people get ugly, right? Like, I became the girl with the scarlet A around the shirt. I still am. There are people that still literally will not talk or look at me over a freaking black truck. Literally. It boggles my mind. But I learned about those people. Good lesson learned. I'm glad to know that they're not who I want around me. And I learned I never would live in an HOA again. But I'm making the best of it. It's good. It's gone. Water under the bridge. I learned I didn't want to be a truck driver. I already said that. I learned that I can do anything. There's literally nothing I can not do. I freaking built a store out of a truck. Seriously, who does that? Like, it's pretty freaking amazing. Maybe if I would have been younger and was, on the road, it would have kept going. But again, as cool as that was, and as much as I love the concept, it didn't all play out into how it was really going to look in action in real life with kids and all of that. I don't know. It just, I still can't even see, other than me hiring out someone to take it over, which I'm not at that stage yet, really. So it was a myriad of things that came together. But with all of that, it's still hard because I put a lot of time in that truck, a lot of time away from my family and the boys. And I really felt like someone was dying because I just, I put so much into it. I put so much time and energy. But for the last several months, I've been so acting out of fear and what are people going to think? And does this mean that, the neighborhood or that whoever thought bad things about me, does that mean that they won? Which is so stupid. Or does it mean that I gave up? I didn't try hard enough. If I had tried harder, did I give up? If I tried harder, would it have taken off, and then would I have liked it more, and but the more I kept weighing pros and cons, it has not made sense to keep it. And then it also, the battery wasn't working again, and it was just like, I can't. Brian got hit, his car was totaled. You know, we're completely, I mean, the truth of the matter is we need the money. I mean, it's been a hard year, and so it just was the right thing to do, but it still sucked, and it still felt bad, and I've had to work through all of that, and so I have, though, and so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of now, and like just thinking about the positive things, what I've learned from it, how I've grown from it. I mean, if I can build a freaking store and a truck, I can do anything. So just imagine what I'm going to do now. But the boutique is live and well, and it's still mobile, and it's still at Women's Premier Fitness, and it's still at Change It Up Boutique. And I'm pairing up with so many fabulous other boss babes around town and collaborating. And that's what I love about the business. Like, those are all the positive things. Those are all the things that I learned because I started a mobile business. I mean, if the concept didn't change from online to mobile, I wouldn't have probably been in this space. So we learn, right? We learn from everything. And so let's see if there's anything else that I wanted to share. Well, the biggest thing is that, as you may or may have seen, like, my husband has started with this great CBD company. And so the more I'm doing this with him, the more what was supposed to be his is now turning into ours. And I find myself like being competitive even with him about it. It's like, how many people have you talked to today? Because it's changing people's lives. And that's what I love best about the boutique too. Like, I love helping people. I love making people feel good. I love being of service to people. And this is just another extension of that. And this is something that allows me to be back with my family more and incorporate the boutique in just a more collaborative lifestyle, women feeling good, building up, looking good, and just kind of the whole gaps, like physical, mental, well-being for self-care and for us to be better moms, which is what it's all about. And I feel like I'm a better mom when I'm not doing events all the time. So I'm just trying to live what I'm preaching before I start crying again. So, what else was I going to share? My favorite line from Rachel Hollis. This is totally her, so I'm not going to take credit for it. But I wrote it down, and I've had it on my board. I've been reading it all week. Don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of never achieving anything because you were too afraid to try. My voice was giving out, and I felt for a minute I was going to cry. That was not a great read, but that's the point. Don't be afraid of failure, because it's not really failure. It's just like falling forward or to the side or stumbling before you find your rhythm again and your feet. And I feel like I'm finding feet again. So it's all good. Thank you for letting me share. And I hope, more importantly, that this inspired you to jump on something that you're not jumping on because you're too freaking scared of failing. You are going to fail. I have failed so many times. But thank goodness I am either dumb enough or brave enough to keep trying again. And so that is what I want for you. Have a good evening or good morning, because it might be the next day. And I will see you ladies later. Bye.